questions will be asked, 2 people answering each question that has been prepared. Some of them will come from the audience. The respondents will be randomly selected. As I say, just 2 people will answer each of the questions. And finally, 1 minute for each person to conclude at the end of the evening, just so that everyone is aware of what we will be doing. And we can start perhaps, and we can do this alphabetically, with Ms. Beckering. 2 minutes to tell us why she's running, or who she is and why she's running for a seat on the board.
Yes. Is it on?
Yes.
No?
Yeah, it's on.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the District Teachers Association for organizing this forum. It gives us an opportunity to present our platforms and why we're running. I just want to take a brief moment. Early in my campaign, I was announcing my candidacy, and I was criticized for probably not having a strong enough voice to speak up when something was wrong. And I need to dispel that myth. In my young adult life, I was very involved in activism in Vancouver, opposing nuclear warhead ships from the States coming into Vancouver's harbor, attending all the Women's Day marches, being active in PTA, and not liking the PTA format very much. I organized a committee to change PTA to PAC. And I think that's done really well, and I'm so proud of that. I was a district parent rep for the Centre of Vancouver and had to speak up often and loudly against Kim Campbell, who was the chair of our Vancouver School Board. Moving to Prince George 29 years ago, my activism did not lessen. I worked hard to establish pay equity for CNC support staff. I remember clearly a rally I attended in front of the old courthouse on 3rd Avenue. There was a contentious murder trial currently underway. My sign said, "Kill a moose, go to jail, kill a woman, out on bail." So I was a federal candidate for Jack Layton in 2008, and I spoke out loud and strong against Stephen Harper and Jay Hill. I co-founded the People's Action Committee for Healthy Air, and I think that's done really well as well. I'm an effective communicator, and it's one of the 5 principles that guides me to be a good team player.
Thank you, Betty.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I'd just like to thank everyone for taking the opportunity to come out and hear us tonight. It's great to see your interest in public education. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tim Bennett. I've been a trustee since 2011, and I've had the privilege of being board chair since 2016. I'm also a director on the BC School Trustees Association, and by day, I'm the executive director with Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Prince George. My wife is a teacher here in the district, and I have 2 young boys. One is in grade 1 and loving going to school every day. I decided to run for trustee for a few reasons. One is I'm extremely passionate about what happens to our children and youth here in our community, and know the power of a quality public education. But 2, as I look forward to the next term, there are a lot of things that are going to impact not just our district, but public education. And I believe I have the skills, confidence, and leadership to support the board through this. Whether it is the implementation of the new funding formula, supporting our staff through the implementation of the grade 11 and grade 12 curriculum, ensuring a fair and successful bargaining process for both our teachers and our support staff. Locally, we need to work with our community partners around how to support our students with bullying. We need to ensure a safe and inclusive environment for all students and staff, and we need to address our local catchment and capacity. These are all issues that are facing not only our district, but public education over the next term, but primarily over the next year. I want to thank you for the opportunity to serve, and I look forward to the opportunity to serve our districts for another 4 years. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you for the invitation. My name is Trent Derrick, and I'm a local businessman, owner of Rocky Mountain Chocolate and Spa of the North. I have over 25 years of leadership experience in the private, public, and non-profit sectors. I believe service to the community is one of the most important tasks we can do to build a better future. I do believe that a strong education system is the key to building a strong future for our children and grandchildren. The decisions we make today regarding their education will have a lasting impact on the direction of their lives. I am committed to 3 things. 1, access to all services and supports for all students. This means that we need to provide enough support for our teachers to get the job done. Also, I'd like to support a food program for all students, as more than 20% of children live under the poverty line. This means that they're coming to school hungry and not being able to access the full benefits of the education system. Thirdly, I fully support the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Currently, First Nations make up about approximately 25% of the education system, but are graduating at nearly 50%. This needs to change, and we need a strategic plan and a champion for that. I am fully committed to strengthening and building a safe and inclusive learning environment for all students, regardless of race, social economic status, sexuality, and location. So on October 21st, I hope to earn your vote. Vote Trent Derrick.
Hello, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. My name is Sarah Holland. I got involved with the district back in 2010, back when my children's school was closed due to declining enrollment and overcapacity, much to our surprise. I got involved. I started going to district parent advisory councils to find out why this had happened, and I found that what happens at the district is important and complicated and interesting, and I stayed involved. I served as the chair of DPAC, District Parent Advisory Council, for 4 years, served on many committees of the district alongside other partner group representatives, attended many board meetings, both advocated to and critiqued the board. I've had a voice of the district for some time, but at this point what I'd like is a vote at the table, a trustee who's able to make motions and cast a vote. I have a strong financial background to help make decisions on our $165 million budget. I'm a financial planner, I'm good at analysis, and I've gone through years of district budgets. I think it's important to plan proactively for student numbers so that students aren't turned away or faced with schools that are too crowded, and to do so before major disruptions are needed. I believe in the right of each unique learner to access the resources and supports they need, and the rights of the staff to have those rights and those resources and supports they need to support the student. At DPAC, we always made sure to work cooperatively and respectfully with the partner groups, or at least try to. I don't pretend to have all the answers, but I do believe it's important to consider all views. I'd like to see more resources for things like anti-bullying. I support SOGI policies and resources. I also believe in funding resource positions and our teachers using their professional expertise to choose appropriate curricular resources. Worked on a number of different things with DPAC, which I could go over in detail if you wish later on, but I wanted to say that my children have had a great education in the Prince George Public School System. Thank you, and I'd like to do my part to help make this district even better for everyone. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alan Prance, and I'm obviously running for a position as a school trustee. I have 17 years of teaching experience at UNBC. I have more than 20 years experience running my own business and helping run my wife's business. We've put 3 children through the school district 57, and I've traveled extensively all over northern British Columbia. I bring a passion not only for excellent teaching to this position, but a determination for long-term planning. I think we should be looking 5, 10, perhaps even 20 years down the road. And yes, plans can change. Who knows exactly what's going to be happening 20 years down the road, but if we're not planning for things that are going to happen in the future, they're going to sneak up on us, and then we'll be forced into some sort of reactive mode where we don't have the time or the resources to be able to plan for an effective response to things that are changing. Thank you. All right. The biggest thing that I see in problems to solve are, one is our lack of Aboriginal student graduation. We are losing far too many Aboriginal students. The second thing I see is that we really need to look hard at how we're using technology. Too many times I've seen technology used for technology's sake. We build things and we don't understand how to use them to do excellent teaching, and that would be a passion of mine. So I thank you for your attention, and I hope to have your vote. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Is this okay? All right, I grew up in northern Alberta, and together with my husband, we moved to Prince George in 1994, and we raised our family of 6 children here. Through those years, we've been loggers and business owners, and all those years, I volunteered a lot with my 6 kids. They were with me everywhere, and we just volunteered together, various kids clubs, community activities, that kind of thing. My biggest accomplishment in my volunteering years, I think, has been writing a child, youth, and vulnerable people protection policy, and I just have finished that. So when I was sitting down with my web designer to build my website for my campaign, I was asked by her, well, what's your platform? And I was like, well, gee, I thought I was supposed to represent people. And it's not that I didn't have ideas, so I just went and found it, like all the stuff that school trustees decide things on, and I built a little bit, but it's been modifying as I've been talking to people, because I believe that a representative, like a trustee, needs to represent the public. So part of how my platform has morphed is my main thing is improving student success, but through parental engagement. And I'll tell you, my experience has been that with the community where I grew up, most kids did not graduate or didn't even finish grade 8. And so the school district tried various different things, and the thing that helped the most was actually just talking to parents, respecting the parents, asking for feedback, and collaborating with the parents. And the Ministry of Education knows that that's the biggest thing, and so that's why my platform is improving students' success through parental engagement. Thanks.
So good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you for joining us on your Tuesday evening. My name is Stephanie McLishan-Deal, and I'm thrilled to be a candidate for trustee for our district. I believe in an education that is student-centered, where we support our educators to provide learning that meets every student's needs. An education that promotes the mental well-being of both our staff and students. A district that is an employer of choice, so that we can recruit and retain the best educators from across the province. I believe in an education where every student is successful. I want to ensure that every child is successful, which means safe and quality learning and equal opportunity. I believe the district is in a unique position to stop the vulnerability and success cycle for our children. It's our responsibility to ensure that children are receiving all the supports that they need to be successful for years to come. Their supports start with our educators. I come from a long line of teachers, and many of my good friends are pursuing education across the province. Additionally, most of the camp staff that I've worked with throughout my career are pursuing or working as educators in our district. I want to advocate for the folks that are working in the trenches, doing the great work every day, especially as we move into our collective agreement. I was raised in a family that believes in serving our community. This has been the driving force for my 10-year career with the YMCA, in addition to my leadership as president of the BC Camps Association. But I know there's a lot more work to be done. I want to bring my wealth of career experience, including consensus-based decision-making, capital budgets, and community accountability and transparent communication to all of the issues that our district is currently facing, as I believe they'll be an asset to our issues that are still to come.
Great to see a lot of familiar faces in the audience. My name is Ron Palillo, and I'm asking for your support to be a school trustee. I've been a highly visible and active on-air personality in Prince George for 25 years, 16 as program director of The Drive and the River, and I lead a team of 13 talented broadcasters. I'm the proud father of 2 teenage girls, both in the public school system, Sophia in grade 11 and Lauren in grade 9. I've been asked why I'm running. It's pretty simple. Firstly, I know education has been important in my success, and I know how important it's going to be for my daughter's success and for all our students' success in the future. My campaign has been built on 3 main pillars: capacity, catchment, and classroom. It's no secret that we have some strong issues over catchment and capacity, and my last pillar, classroom, includes teachers, students, support staff, curriculum, technology, and more. I would support our rural schools, our Aboriginal programs, and students with special needs. I will be a passionate advocate for our district to secure proper funding. Currently, there is a funding review. We need to lobby the decision makers to make sure we get our fair share to properly support this diverse district we have. I've been a strong community advocate for the past 25 years, and I have 6 years of leadership experience in the private system. I believe my diverse skill set, leadership abilities, and hard-working team approach would make me a great choice for a school trustee, and I'm asking for your support this Saturday. And I thank you for being engaged voters, and I look forward to having discussions with you tonight. Thank you.
Very much, and good evening, everyone, and candidates. I've been asked why have I chosen to run for re-election for a 5th term. And my response has been, I've served for 13 years on 4 boards of education. I've been the chair for 2011 to 2014, which led 5 brand new trustees into the work of the board. What more do I have to offer? I will just continue to offer my experience, my energy, my commitment to the work of the board in supporting our students, our employees, our schools, and our communities. I've had the privilege of working regionally and provincially, advocating for and addressing public education issues across the province. I believe a board must be a united team committed to collaborative and responsible leadership. It must engage our communities and partners in discussing the important issues facing public education. It must support an inclusive learning environment, build positive working relationships, and understand the complexities of our district, and absolutely be accountable to the communities it serves. This district has a solid foundation to build on. We have dedicated teachers, support staff, and administrators. We need to move forward with resources to be in place to support our classrooms, the important work that takes place there every day. The next board will need to work constructively and collaboratively. It will have a steep learning curve. It will need to be called upon to make critical decisions in the next few months and year of its mandate. Decisions around a funding formula review and a budget coming up and the implementation of our new curriculum, just to name a few. There is much work to be done, and I ask your support for me to continue that important work. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming out. And it's nice to see people out. It would have been nice to see these seats full, but I'm happy that you took the time to come out. My name is Corey Walker, and I guess I have 5 reasons why I'm running for school board. One is I'm an autistic self-advocate, so I was diagnosed with autism as an adult, and but obviously did have some struggles in my school years and understand what it's like to be a student with a special need. And in my day job as a Northern Regional Coordinator with Autism BC, I hear all the time that parents feel that special needs students aren't getting as much support as they could use. And it's not a blame or a fault on the teachers, EAs, it's just a case of we need to just continue to do more. So part of what I want to do is provide more support for students with special needs. I also want to be, I am an anti-bullying champion. I want to continue that, look at ways that we can reduce and eliminate bullying in our schools. And we also have a major recruitment issue. I want to form a recruitment task force that will involve parents and teachers and other staff members, not just trustees and administrators, to look at creative solutions for filling these much-needed positions that we are having a hard time filling so that we can meet the needs of our students for years to come. I will be a listening voice. I will be that person that you can come to me with any concern, and I will bring your concern to the board. I will be that person that if you feel your voice isn't being heard, you can come to me. Finally, I want to develop a long-term plan for our rural schools. So that involves working with our stakeholders and partners like the regional district and community associations, looking at ways that we can keep our existing rural schools open and maybe even, depending on what comes out from this new funding formula, maybe even to get some of our recently closed rural schools reopened, as they are the lifeblood of the community. So if you want to see these things happen, I encourage you to vote for me on October 20th.
Thank you, Mr. Harris, and welcome and good evening, everyone. My name is Bruce Weeb, and I'm seeking re-election as a School District 57 trustee, having sat on the Board of Education for the last 4 years. My focus of the ABCs, achieving, believing, caring, remains strong. I've dedicated my life to education, working as an educator for 35 years. I was a teacher at Blackburn, Vanway, Malaspina, and a school principal at Dunster, McBride, Hickson, Nucleate, Malaspina, and Vanway. I was also the zone or family principal for 16 years in various zones, which gave me a clear understanding of the needs of elementary and secondary schools. My 3 children went through the Prince George School District 57 public education system in both remote and city locations. In addition, my 4 oldest grandchildren currently attend School District 57 schools. I know the people, that's you, the operations, the logistics, decentralized budgeting procedures, and the organization. I know the challenges and the opportunities for our students in our public schools, both rural and urban. I know the importance of taking a balanced approach. We have a lot of hardworking, dedicated people in the classroom who need support with their classroom learning places. They face the challenge of having many diverse learning needs. I want all students to have the best learning opportunities that we as parents and educators can provide to our children. I believe I have a responsibility to help our school district work together with students, parents, and educators to continue to grow student success. I believe that good leadership, accountability, proven experience, and caring about children and their success are important values for a trustee. I believe my skill set focuses on direct support for all students and providing teachers and educational assistants opportunities to meet the learning needs of their students. Thank you.